Welcome, welcome, welcome. Happy day. I It's been a minute since we've dropped in here, and I wanted to do the rebroadcast today of my phenomenal conversation on Courageous Woman magazine. But you can always go and show them some love over there. If you're new to the show, welcome. I'm Latanya Taylor, affectionately known as the Rev Coach, the Juicy Spirit Mama, the Priestess of Purpose, Pleasure, Passion, and Profits. And I come in and do a little shift talking with the tribe on the things that matter to us in the areas of purpose, pleasure, passion, and profits. And we shift talk because we're bringing a different type of conversation to that is not happening. It's just that it's happening in sacred spaces. And there are people who enter into those sacred spaces for safety. And so one of those is the Rebirth Community, Feminine Leadership Laboratory, if you will, that you are absolutely welcome to join, which is free to join at this time. So this is known as Holy Week for many who still practice in a traditional Christianity, and for even those who are in the truth community or metaphysicians, you honor the symbolism of this week for yourself, for your family, for your own consciousness. And, for years I have done that as well. And as I've continued to do this work with the divine feminine, specifically with the mother, she continues to reveal so many layers. And so today I look forward to sharing some pieces of our divine feminine revival, which I normally do this week. Or let's say not normal, because that means it's become a habit. I would say that what I do when when I hear to do it. Oftentimes I know that I'm a person that's before my time. But what's happening is that we're quantum leaping. So whether I'm before my time or not, whether you're before your time or not, or you're just arriving to this language of divine feminine, sacred feminine, great mother, cosmic mother, the great cosmic womb, all of these variations that we're hearing that's coming through the culture are not accidental. Those of you who've been with the planets with me in those sessions, those of you who have worked with me in Juicy, those of you who have known me even in the Nation of Islam somewhere else, the mother has always been here. And we've been breaking her down into small pieces, trying to digest that everything that we've been taught and everything that we've been told is flipped. And so we'll say, won't he do it? But we get uncomfortable to say, won't she do it? And even if that we can say God doesn't have a gender and go there. It's been so far swung to one side, it's okay if it needs to swing to the other in order to find the balance. Because we do need the balance of the yin and the yang in our families and our energy because we've been working too hard and we've been working without consciousness, many of us. So this conversation sometimes goes over the head of some. It pricks the consciousness of others, and it's a breath of fresh air to those who know that you know that you know. So I want to just bring a refresher as you are bombarded with so many different things. I want to even acknowledge some of the people who are man, they are rocking out. Let's say that there are people who are rocking out. Where are they rocking out, Latanya? They're rocking out on TikTok. Is where I see them, but also on YouTube. And so if you are in the Shift Talkers community on Facebook, you've seen a few posts. I put them there, one, so that you can reference this if you miss it, or you want to go and follow the thread and jump your timeline, get it going. But I posted a few things to just to have as a reference and access really quickly, because it's happening. The conversations are happening. So let me see if I can share. And before I share a segment of the She Is Risen, my sisters, they can be a little, some of my the most powerful sisters can be a little, hey Tony. So greetings everybody in the tribe. Yes, just tribe. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Hey, 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 Josephine Johnson, what's up? You sound like somebody I know. That name. Okay. If you are on Facebook, you definitely have to give permission, for you to be able to share. So I want to. Oh, what did I do? I had everything and I just messed up. Listen, this is when. Let me get this back. Let me get this back, because if I have to, I think you can only share one at a time. So that's what it is. Okay. All right. So first, I'm going to share this that's posted in the group, because to open up the and update the conversation, so you'll understand the relevance of what I'm saying. Let me get it on here, because I'll be talking and don't have it shared. So let me get it up there. So this is the Shift Talkers group in Facebook, and so I want to just play a little bit from here, because if you haven't seen it, you'll be able to see it. It's going to show. It's going to show in a minute. So let me go ahead and self-regeneration, self-replication, parthenogenesis in action. That means without external force, she could birth herself, recreate herself endlessly through her internal technology. There was no invasion yet, no collision yet. It was pure creative expansion. Tiamat carried within her the songs of creation, the songs that made galaxies spin and gave life to countless worlds. The distortion came when the external forces, seeing her power, sought to replicate it, but without love, without harmony, without respect for the living codes. And in doing so, they fractured her body, but could not destroy her spirit. You hear me? Her body, yes, became scattered debris, what some call the asteroid belt. But her consciousness, her memory, her waters, her codes, they never died. They live in the waters of this earth. They live in your blood. They live in your womb. And they live in your words. They live in you, Shah, and they live in everyone tuned in right now. Feminine codes, the codes of self-regeneration, self-replication. So that's one example. Um, there I could go on to more. Let me show you another one. I just posted this one as well, because the conversation is happening. It's happening in the culture amongst our young people as well. Let me see. Am I there? Am I sharing? Let me get back. Share my screen. Okay. I want to share this young man. I don't know if it's AI, but the information is what it is. So here's the Shift Talkers group again. It's posted there. Uh-oh. You don't see it. Sorry, I gotta start it over. I'm thinking you see it. Okay. Let me get back. Let me know if you can see it. No, it's not playing. I keep on clicking the wrong one. I need an engineer so I can just focus. Okay, let's try again. Can you hear? Can you all hear? Okay, no sound. You don't hear him? Okay. Okay, I'm gonna stop. It's it's definitely posted in the Facebook group. So I'm going to stop because it's enough. I have enough to share with you. But it's posted in the Shift Talk group on Facebook. It really gives history reference. I also dropped some other references for books and for information. The point is, in the culture, the conversation is raising. The conversation is about the mother has risen. She has risen in us, and there are enough. If you're doubting, if you're a doubter, there's absolutely enough to be able to check it out for yourself, right? And so today I wanted to also share with you just a word that was so full as you prepare and as you move forward into your celebration, however you do that. I want to just share this with you now. Here we go. Let me get back to that screen to share this with you, because what we have in this season is, with Venus in the lead, there's so much that is available to us to see and to track the messages from the divine, for us to honor the divine feminine. Venus has crossed and had a conjunction with Aries. It's the fierce feminine season. And so what I'll be sharing with you is a bit of a little taste of the She is Risen. If you're interested in more, because we really got spirited in here, but a lot of the words that were given were prophetic in nature. And we see it manifesting now. When we got this word that she is risen, we've seen more and more people honoring not only our indigenous nature and our indigenous self and identity, but all indigenous recognition is matrilineal. I just was watching something from one of the Indian nations, and they were talking about how we are matrilineal. And so this is not an accident. By us acknowledging her in the land and our relationship to the land, she's acknowledging us. Even while you can't wait on major institutions to change, it's too bold for them. And so you are the ones that have to be the one to explore, to invite it in. So let me hush and make sure that the volume is up, and open your hearts, open your mind. Our intention is to love on you. Our intention is to call forth the parts of your Akashic record that already know this, even when you pretend like you don't know. This is this is our intention. Our intention is literally to be a vessel, not because we wanted to, because our lives have been touched just like yours. And I don't know about, I can't speak for all my sisters. I'm sure they'll speak for themselves. There's times when I've wanted to say, you can have it back. You can have the assignment back. You ever gave assignment back to the teacher and say, forget it, give me the zero? There have been a couple of times when I've done that, but it doesn't last long. And so we wanted not to last so long for you, because you got to know that the divine, the ancient mother has risen energetically on the planet, and she's doing the work. She's just like a mother. When you have found out something that needs discipline, you rise up. You rise up when somebody's messed with your children for long enough. You rise up when you know better and you just can't take it. You rise up when there's injustice. You rise up. Whatever causes you to rise up, we encourage you to rise today, and so that you can remember and be ready for whatever is coming, that you will know how to become the priestess of your own household. And so that is my wish for you today. And so if you're just coming into the room, hopefully I've let everybody in. I probably should give one of my sisters co-host privileges so that they can assist me while I get used for a few minutes here. So those of you who don't know, I am LaTanya Taylor, affectionately known as the Rev Coach, the Juicy Spirit Mama, the priestess of purpose, pleasure, passion, and profits. And some of you already know the work that I have done through the Rebirth umbrella of services. But today I'm coming to you to lay the groundwork for who is she? For who is she? And you know, the audacity to be able to talk to you a little bit about who is she, right? Like, who is she? Who does she think she is, right? Who does she even think she is to be doing this? I cannot tell you how long it took me even to get off my own fence. And I've been hearing for a long time that this was the work that I had to do. And my sisters will tell you, when we were praying, I was like, yeah, I don't think I'm gonna do anything this year. And I cannot tell you how juicy, many of you know me from the work of Juicy and Rebirthing Your Juicy and me writing the book. That's where my journey started. My journey started in my time of need. My journey started when I had questions that didn't make sense. I am a metaphysician. I'm ordained to serve in a Baptist pulpit as well. Was preaching. I was doing coaching. And when life happened, I just couldn't understand the messages and why I was experiencing what I was experiencing. So I began to talk to my womb. And not only did I begin to talk to my womb, because when you are called to be the generational curse breaker, so to speak, you could look like the black sheep, or you could look like the disruptor, or you could be the doormat. You could be the sacrificial lamb. You could be prodigal. And I've been all of them at different times because of my own story. And so one of the things that I grew up with was a lot of disconnect with the mother. Many people who are called to the mother have had a mother wound. Many people who are called to do the work of the mother run from women who are in authority because you have unhealed mother wounds. And just like there's a mother wound, there's a mother shift. And I've done a session on this mother shift. We're in the season of the mother right now. And whereas you may have seen, those of you who are millennials, you may have seen a season where it looked like the whore was winning. Let's just talk. I'm getting to who is she. I want to lay the foundation of who is she, because it looked like everybody who was strippers and we got women who with the lace fronts and the you know, no disrespect to anybody, but with other people who are people who identify as others dressing us and informing our fashion. We progress from that. Now people saying that the young ladies saying that they want the soft life. But the soft life is another thing that's just trending to avoid responsibility, avoid being the magic that you are. It's just somebody to take care of me and I don't have to do anything. Then there's a movement happening where there are other young women who are millennials and Gen Zers who are absolutely angry as hell with their mothers. Yet it's the season of the mother. We see that women and the human rights of women are at the forefront. The exposure in the entertainment industry that is happening is for the atrocities that have been happening for years, all the way back to the Supremes and Motown. This is not new. And it's not just us. They were taught by their handlers. We see that, but are you entertained by it? Are you following it? Are you horrified in disbelief that your idols, the entertainers that are assigned to the king's court to be the entertainment, that's a part of spiritual warfare, and it always has been. The king would always hire entertainers and those who would dance and belly dance and do different things. And this is how we got into the energy of the tantress and the temptress, and they're different. They are all different. So there's many she's, but the first she that we get to start with is this one. Because when you start to trace through the womb, through the needs that you want met and the desires of your heart, how have you been taught? Who was the model for you? She. Who is this she? I want to propose to you that as we go along and we talk about these things, it's not just to be controversial. It's to be aware and to be alert. Because what we see happening on the planet is the energy of the mother. The ancients already forecasted that we were moving not into the year of the woman. A lot of people heard that in churches and popular trending sites, the year of the woman. This is the age of the woman. The matriarchy has returned, but we should also ask what happened to the matriarchs? What happened to the matriarchs in your family? How has woman been defined in your family? And why is it that when we talk about the women in the Bible, we start and we praise and we celebrate Easter in code? She's codified. Why is it that Easter is codified? You're another secret. Every holiday traces back to you, to the mother, to the divine woman, the Holy Grail. Why has she been codified? With bunnies and eggs. And then when people who get sanctimonious say, well, I don't celebrate that, that's pagan holidays. But where did the pagans get it from? I propose to you that we're in a season where we have to understand what's happening even through the waters, through nature. Mother is speaking. Have you noticed how many, when you scroll on TikTok and Instagram, how many cruise ships have gone under? How many sightings of different types of animal? Why now? Why the waters? So put your phone on mute if you just came in. And so when we talk about this season, Trina, put your phone on mute, baby. Put your phone on mute. Everybody, let me see if I can.
He was a priest.
Keep talking, and I'll mute her. I'll mute.
Okay.
Now it's time to exercise your powers.
When we look at this time and when we look at this season, it's always going to be like this. There'll be interference that will come through the cell phones. It'll be interference that'll come through the media. It's the lady in the red dress in the Matrix. When Morpheus was showing Neo how the codes work, this is not just for entertainment. It'll always be that. And we'll get distracted for a moment. But when you have your foundation laid, I want to propose to you, when we look at what's happening in nature, what's happening in politics, what's happening in the entertainment industry, all of this year of exposure, it's important for you to know she, because she is you. Your waters have been troubled probably since 2020, on and off. There are people who are admitting and making videos that they rushed to get back outside as soon as outside opened, and then thrown off last year with all the cosmic occurrences. This is not just hocus pocus zodiac talk. How many of you can feel it? Put it in the chat. Put a 1 in the chat if you've been feeling it. Because what we've been calling depression, what we've been calling anxiety, what we've been calling perimenopause, what we've been calling all these different things. How many of you stopped in to check in on ascension symptoms? Our DNA is being upgraded, and what a time and a season to be alive, because you were chosen through all of the odds of whatever you've been through to be here in this time and in this season. You. You were the one who was chosen to hear this sacred call. Why? Because she, for me, represents sacred, holistic expansion. Sacred, holistic expansion. Sacred because the word sacred, the origin and the etymology means secret. The best kept secret on the planet is the one that you have been walking all around, looking in the mirror, looking for help, trying to do right, be a good girl, get it right, put on your superwoman cape, be stressed out, but don't tell anybody, do extra, don't ask for support. You are the best kept secret. You've been told that your sacred herbs and being close to the land is witchcraft. You've been told that you have a biological timeline that the doctors that you go to didn't even study yours. You were not even the prototype. This is documented. You're not the prototype for medicine of any kind, because your medicine came from an ancient system that many of us were taught to reject. I sometimes ask myself, why did it take me this long to know these things? And I'm sure you have too. So the secret has been kept from you. And if you have been studying in secret, if you have been pretending like you don't know that you don't know, then you are keeping the secret about your power. That just like it has evolved to a name, a Jesus narrative and a Jesus story, if you try to take someone's Jesus from them, we get to see the bloody wars that are caused in the name of Jesus. The name calling, the judgmentalness, the nastiness through religion of men under patriarchy. But in the ancient mother, what happened? How did Isis become Jesus? That's your assignment. Because in the she formula of sacred is holistic. We have to start to look at our lives holistically, and everything that we've been taught is up, is down, in and out, even the directions, the maps. It has been forecasted. Did you know that even when we talk about melanated women, that we were never called witches? We were sibyls. We were priests and priestess. We were mothers, nanas, ias. That is a colonized word as well. And if our womanhood has been colonized, our holistic expansion means that we have to open ourselves, mind, body, spirit, and soul. When our Akashic is being upgraded, we are the ones to say yes. So my closing with you today is, y'all know I love to teach on the yes, the power of yes. Because so many people are teaching on how powerful it is to say no and to put up boundaries, till some of us have begun to lock ourselves in under these boundaries. And that we don't believe in interdependence and community. We put our children out early. Many of us were Gen Xers. We know a little bit about having to fend for ourselves. And now we birthed a generation that is a little different. Let's just say that. Or they birth a generation, because it skips. And so we forgot. We think it's some type of badge of honor to not have to ask someone for anything. When we are moving into a season economically where we're going to have to expand again and return to the basics, to the land. Well, you say, what does this have to do with she has risen? Because the truth may piss you off, but it will set you free. And speaking of which, there will be some of us who do not want to be free. Some of you may say, I don't want to do all that. Just let me work a job. Let me do what the government tells me to do. Let me get the shots they tell me to get. Let me follow, let me pay bills. Let me do all of these things when there's so many other things that's available to me. How? Holistic. A holistic view. and expansion. The E is for expansion. You know, there's a prayer of the Jabez that's called enlarge my territory and let it be a blessing to me. How many of you want your territory enlarged, or you say you got too much on your plate? Well, what leaders do is, instead of talking and complaining about the plate, is because you're the one. You ask for a bigger plate. She's risen in you. You may have gone through what you've gone through because it's time for your sacred holistic expansion. And today, rather than the traditional 7 last words, I want you to stick around to the end, because I'm going to give you the opportunity to do an exercise to take yourself off of the cross. And today, what you'll get a chance to hear from each of our sisters. I'm going to try to play a little something to bring them on as I present to you, because I'm getting ready to pass the mic just because of time. Of course, there is more where this came from, because she is you, she is you, she is you. You are the best kept secret. You are the Holy Grail. We got people writing books about it now. We got the Sibyl's book. We have evidence. There's videos. There's no reason for you not to know who she is. But when you call to her, when I started my story, I said I started to talk to my womb. That's how I got to Juicy. But what I didn't tell you is when I had my mother wound, I knew that I had been deemed as the girl who talked back. I became a little demonized with that, and I was tired of that, because nobody could see my heart and my sensitivity and my spiritual gifts. And I had started to do the work on myself, and I got tools and all of that, but that didn't necessarily change everybody or anybody in my family or their view. And listen to more in our community. I'm going to move into the next speaker.
We have a meditation, but are we doing it, but are we being in it? And sometimes just being in that stillness, listening for the message, listening to the mother, that's all she is asking us to do. We don't always have to have crystals. We don't always have to have singing bowls. While all of that is, we love those things because we're women, we like beauty. But the altar space is you. And the mother is saying, resurrect the altar within yourself. That's where she's saying, go within your heart. And think about when you see earth, your body is the exact replica of earth. You have fluids, you have matter, you have water, you have different types of water. So when we think about the mother that is inside of us, we think about Yemaya, and she's one of many. Yemaya is the amniotic fluid that flows through us, especially when we've been birthed. We set an amniotic fluid in our gestation period as we were growing in our mother's womb. We came here in the energy of Yemaya. We also carry the fluids in our wombs through the sacred waters of Oshun. When we think about our breath, our lungs, that is the energy of Oya. So everything that is in nature is inside of our bodies. So when our connection to the earth, being in earth, now they have a whole movement, I think, that's called grounding. Like there's a lot of studies that are out there about grounding, and it's a trending topic now, grounding. But we've been doing this. It's in our genetic memory. This is not new. It's new now so that we can remember, but we've always been doing this culturally. We've always been doing, that's an ancient technology of grounding to connect with Mother Earth. So when we experience the stressors of life, touch the earth, put our feet on the earth, sit on the earth, put your yoni on the earth. And some people, I'm from the country, I'm a country lady. So I grew up on a farm. So I've heard stories about how we used to put our pee to deter the deer, but that pee gives nitrogen and it gives minerals back to the soil to help our food grow. Even our excrement is fertilizer for the food, even our menstrual blood, giving it back to the earth. But we have gotten so far away from that that some of you in this moment might be thinking like you may be feeling disgusted in your body, in your mind, in your body, but that's what your big mamas used to do. So all of the challenges and diseases and discords and health issues and mental health challenges that we have today, my grandmother didn't have that. And she was 91. One of my grandmothers was 96 years old, and the only thing that that woman took was a Tylenol pill. She would take her prescriptions, the little slips that the doctors would give her. She would send us to the drugstore to fill the prescription, and them pills would sit there. And she would tell her doctors, "Yeah, I took them pills," but she never took those pills. She took her herbs, she took her vitamins, but she did not take that medicine. She cooked her own food and she ate pork. She fried chicken, but she lived from the land. And she was a medicine woman. So I owe that to her. I will always have reverence for her in teaching me how to be a daughter of the earth and having respect to the land. Because she was the one that taught me how to work the herbs, how to grow food, how to cook food. And that's something that we as women, especially those us melanated women, we're politically designated as Black. Black is a political designation. I'm sure you're aware of that. If you're not, that's a political designation. We are cosmic, we are sovereign. But anyway, the nutrients, the medicine, the way we used to keep house, that has been ostracized from us. Now the mother is saying, reclaim this back so you can restore your health, your overall health, your spiritual health, your physical health, your mental health. Grow your own food. If you can't grow your own food, partner with somebody who can. There's so many ways that we can honor the mother by giving back to the earth, growing our own food, homesteading, um, feeding the earth. There's so many ways that we can do that. And it's not just going to, the Whole Foods, partnering with the co-ops. You can do it for yourself. And that's what the mother is saying. Be sovereign, do it for yourself. And when I'm saying yourself, from your own authority, your own inner authority, and then you can tribe up with other people to do this. So the other point is the disconnect that we have from Mother Earth that has led us to the dis-ease with our mental health and our overall health. Depression is one of the primary causes. Depression and stress among Black women is one of the primary causes of all health challenges that Black women experience today. And it's very sad to me because the stroke rates among Black women this was an article that was published back in 2020, maybe 2019 or 2021. I can't remember the year, but the ages of 40 to 52, those are the ages where Black women have the highest rates of stroke. And I'm wondering, like, why is this like what's happening, and it's because we're not connected to our truth. We're doing everything that this system of racism, white supremacy has imposed on us. We have not allowed ourselves the time to sit down, to be still, to trust ourselves, to really even get to know who we are. And connecting, being in the earth, that's what helps us to ground. And soil, they say that soil is a way that can cure depression. And I want to be mindful of using the word cure, because I don't know who's on the call. And I know that some people, I know that the medical establishment gets upset when we use cure and heal. But for the sake of this call, I'm going to say cure. Soil, playing in that soil, going outside and playing in that dirt will heal your depression. I am a testament to that. So keep in mind that you are deeply connected to the earth. You are not separate from the earth. The earth is in you. When you think about the mountains, think about that's the seat of your highest self, your highest, most holy self. The mountains is the highest form of the earth matter on the earth. That's where you seat. That's where you are seated. And in the pineal gland is where the great mother is housed, in your pineal gland. So whenever you think about the mountains, whenever you think about your mind, don't allow your ego to deter you from your connection with the mother. Go past that and go to your pineal, go into your heart, go into your womb. All of you is the mother. And another point I would like to make is we are talking about the disconnection from our disconnection from the earth is one of the things that there was a study that was done by NYU that talked about depression and mental health challenges, and why it's more challenging to find it in Black women. What they found was Black women have what's called anhedonia, and that is the inability to experience pleasure. We're not playing. We're not playing with ourselves. We're not playing in the world. We're not playing in the earth. We have lost that magical girl child who used to like to go out and blow bubbles. We have not allowed ourselves to be steeped in pleasure, and that has led us to the depression in our spirits, because we are looking for a savior that does not look like us, that is not shaped like us, that has nothing to do with us. That ain't even our business. The business of the mother, the resurrection of the mother in us, in me, in you, that's our business to stand on in this season, because she ain't going nowhere. So you either do it or not. But the anhedonia is the experience of the inability to experience pleasure. And I was quite baffled by that, because I'm not really big, as my sisters will tell you, I'm not the social media expert, but I'm very well connected in the community and with educators who look good. They have all the titles. They smell good. They are well polished. They present well. They speak well. They have every credential you name, their name. They have an altar on their shelves with all of their certifications, but they are not experiencing pleasure. And to hear the word pleasure, what does that really do to the mind? Does it take you into doubt? Does it take you into fear? Do you question whether this is something that you can actually have? Because it's our mother's pleasure for us to live as sovereign, to live in free will in this earth that she has gifted us. It's her pleasure to give us all of this. The Father has provided the provisions, and it is her pleasure because she has given it to us so abundantly. So
yes, you can break them. Yes, you can do it.
Mississippian. And the connection to the earth is in your family. If you're not connected with your family, reconnect with your family. Somebody in your family, there's an old elder who is waiting on you to give you your family's real story. The land is in your family. Let that be your safe space. Let that be your soft place to land. Let that be where you make your investments. These 401ks, we're already seeing these banks collapsing. You can make these investments back into your family's land, your family's family business. Go back to claim your land using what the resources that you already have. It's already there. It's in you. It's in your lineage. So that's the message from Ija, Divine Mother. I thank you for hearing me. I yield.
Thank you so much. And so now we're going to go to our next sister, Yaya, who's living in Mexico.
Connected by what? Water. Do that. I brought with you two of the Mayan deities, the indigenous mothers here. They're called Ixchel. Let me explain to you. Ixchel. This is Ixchel as, let's say, her maiden phase. You can see she's pregnant, and many of us are pregnant now. Maybe not physically, but you're pregnant with dreams, aspirations, goals, financial aspirations, travel. You're pregnant. This is part of the feminine energy. And you can see here there is a baby that she is birthing. This Ixchel represents just the goddess of the moon, of fertility, of wisdom, of the craft, of the market. Sounds very familiar to some other deities. And then we also have Ixchel in her crone phase. As you can see, she has the world in her hand. That means she's wise. You can see the serpent that is tied, that serves as her crown of wisdom. She knows everything. People see her as the great, great mother. She's been around for a long time, and wisdom and time is in her hands. These are just some of the indigenous mothers I just wanted to bring in, some of the energies that are here to support us, ladies, on our journeys into this softness, the softness that you crave. I also have the lovely Francisca. You may see the Francisca all around. She's in different colors, and she's great for things for the household, with money, finance. She's a faithful great auntie. She's faithful. You call on Francisca, she's always there. So she wanted to come and join us in this presentation. So again, I want to welcome you, my angels of light from the Great Mother. Each and every one of you shine as a bright star. And so when I think about the soft space, the softness that we crave, it's almost an inner desire as an invitation to our higher self. And how do we get there? How do we get there? We get there through what Latanya just said, Professor Robinson just said: loss, struggle, pain. We get to that softness because so long we've been operating in a very hard way of moving. You got to do this, you got to do that, you got this time, we got to pay these bills, we got to go to school. I'm all degreed. Like Professor Robinson said, I'm degreed up. I could take all my degrees and probably build a ship and sail away from here. I have so many. But what I realized that while education and all those things are great, it didn't teach me how to love myself. It didn't teach me how to have pleasure, like Professor Robinson talked about. It taught me how to be a better employee, how to work longer hours, how to get the overtime, get the awards at work. It taught me how to burn out. I mean, to a crisp. It taught me how to lose my mind when I was ready to go to a mental hospital. It didn't teach me how to save myself. See, the education of the people should always be for the preservation of the culture, for the well-being of the women, the children, the family, the community. This is how we learn as Indigenous people. So the soft life that you crave And these past few months of us going through so many processes in our hearts, the depression, the anxiety, the sadness, the grief, oh my gosh, the grief, is really an ending of a phase. And an invitation from Great Mama to come here, baby, come here. I know you're tired, just because she got to mess it all up. Because we hard-headed. We hard-headed. We'll keep going and going. We hard-headed. We won't listen. Generations upon generations have been working and grinding the way we've been working and grinding. So something had to come to a pause. Something had to come to an end to get our attention and say, okay, this is not working. My body, I'm not sleeping. I have no sex drive. I've gained too much weight. My blood pressure is out of control. My diabetes is out of control. And as women, the first thing we have to pay attention is always to our bodies. That which is connected to the earth, that which is connected to the mother. So something in our bodies is out of alignment could give us an indication that something emotionally or spiritually has been out of alignment. I don't know about y'all. I do this healing work. I've been raised in over 30 years in this tradition. Last couple months, I barely had any edges. I'm glad they came back, y'all. Y'all see they came back. But life was taking me out. I'm just going to tell you. I'm just going to tell you how it's going down, okay? But it's an invitation. Mother said, you know what, Yaya, you're working too hard. These emotions that you carrying around expired. Your operating system, how you move throughout life, how you start your day. Latanya said something beautiful earlier. She said, we have, or maybe Professor Robinson, excuse me. She said, we got to do more. What we were doing, we got to do more. We got to be up on it. The old systems wanted to die, and what was happening is a transformation. So I want to welcome you. I want to welcome each and every one of you on the beginning of your beginning, on the beginning of calling your life the way you want it to be, in the beginning of working less, enjoying more, and making more money. Can I get an amen? Hallelujah. Y'all put something in the chat. Come on now. Come on. Come with it. Because here is the thing. The feminine way is attracting, right? The softness is an attraction. Y'all remember those grandmothers or someone who had this role, okay? That she had her hand on everything. She always had money in her pocket, and she never worked a day. Never worked a day. The secret is prayer. The secret is meditation. The secret is going in and maintaining that connection to the Most High. We've got it differently because they told us to go to school and have all these have children and get a husband, do it. So we kind of got it mixed up. But the older women, they knew how to do it. My ancestors say they're from Jamaica and Haiti, and they say, we don't have any history of slavery in our tradition. What we know is that we are of the land and we've always been here. Did other people come? Yes. Other people move around all the time. I'm here in Mexico. But we never had it. And so when I heard that in my mind, it did something to me. So wait a minute now. So if I'm indigenous to this land, that means pineapples, coconuts, ocean, breeze, all of this stuff is mine. What am I doing? And it started to change something psychologically in my mind when I realized that I chose to tap into the sovereignty of my ancestry. And I don't know your particular practice, but I highly encourage you to connect to your ancestors. Just as we have generational curses, they say, we also have generational blessings. And for everything our people have suffered and have gone through and have prayed for and have waited for in the waters, they may not have been able to have it in that lifetime. But when you have this softness now, when you do it, you allow them to have it through you. This is why it's important for you to resurrect in this moment. This is why it's salient, because great grandmother and them, they struggled, they had to go through stuff, they put up with stuff that maybe they didn't have the capacity and the tools that we have now to work with. Maybe they didn't have these things, but you had them. So come on, let's get into the soft life. Let's call in love, grace, and ease. Let's reparate ourselves. People are waiting for reparation. No, you do it. Because you can. And it's inside of you. And you have nothing missing, nothing broken. Yes, some things happen. I get it. Yep, I got battle scars too, baby. But come on. We're going to put the bandage on top of them. We're going to wrap them up, put a little bangles. We're going to put a little tattoo over it. We're going to put a little flower on top of it. And we're going to make it and move forward. Like the Mexicans say, they say, andale. We're going. Let's do it. And so one of the things I wanted to share with you really briefly about this idea of loss, of this idea of letting go and surrender. If we are not ready to do it in this time, but you're called to do it, everything around you will be shaken. So it's best that we surrender, which, by the way, is a feminine principle. Because you know what surrender allows us to do? Be at ease. Okay, all right, you fire me? Oh, no problem. I know my source. Thank you. Minister Reed said it allows us to receive. It allows us to be like what? Our mother. Water. She's just one representation. So we can flow around the rough edges of life because water wears down everything. If you ever notice water, I live on the ocean, it wears down things that are hard. Give it some time. See what it do to a rod of iron. Put it in the water. Let's see. Oh, it was hard before I got in that water, but that water was gone. Turn it to rust, it's gonna wear down. Rocks, smooths over rocks. I noticed things here even around my house, like my clothes. The humidity just works through my clothes. Water and the water element, as we invite more of it into our lives, it softens us. It makes our skin supple. It makes our joints pliable. It makes everything just smooth and easy. So why not we invite the spirit of water and the deities of water into our life to help us to obtain the soft air that we deserve? Now, the soft air might look something different from each and every person. For me, soft air is like, listen, I just want good food, good music, out with my husband, and just chilling, a little bit of work, if that's what I want to do. That's my softness. But it's important to you to know what your softness looks like because you create with your mind the vision that you have. I want to share something with you. Like I mentioned, I live here in Mexico and we do indigenous healing through ceremonies and womb healing, mother wound, sexual trauma, we do all kinds of things. But I came to Mexico because of loss. Hurricane Ida, 2021, destroyed everything we had. We had a herbal business, we were thriving, we just bought a new car, getting ready to expand. Hurricane said, whoop, swooped down and took everything. And I had a friend that was here, she said, well, you're already homeless, so come on to Mexico. So we came here with 2 suitcases, my son and my husband, my baby at the time, baby. And I'm shortening it because there was a lot of traumatic stuff that happened between. So just want to say that. So we came to Mexico. We didn't know anything about Merida. We didn't know anything. My husband didn't speak any Spanish. I spoke Spanish from my travels around the world, but I was devastated. I was so sad. I love New Orleans. If you ever been to New Orleans, you love New Orleans. I love New Orleans. I had my friends there, but Spirit said, no, it's time for you to go. And so when we got here, on the first day, I was trying to get some laundry detergent to wash clothes, trying to figure out the system. Spirit said, I brought you here for you to remember who you are. I said, I'm a Jamaican Haitian. I know who I am. Blah, blah, blah. They said, no. I'm bringing you here for you to remember who you are. So as the passage of time and sitting still with myself, because I had no friends here, really no family, I'm the black sheep, y'all. Thumbs up for the black sheep. Put a 10 in the chat if you know what it's like. Isn't it? You know how it goes. So there's no mother to call. I was recently postpartum. I had lost my whole business, so no money. I want you to hear me. I had no money. We had no money. My husband lost his job. We in Mexico, in a whole nother country a little bit. We had no money. Spirit said, I brought you here. Talking about faith, talking about surrender, talking about, oh my God. But it was at that point was an initiation that was going. I had no idea. So the illnesses I was faced with and the difficulties I had in my body, I had to go see the curandera. You know what the curandera is? What they call the local, I don't even know the word witch, but local witch doctor who lived in the village. I had to go see her because none of the doctor stuff was working. And they were saying, well, where are you from? You're different. Come back. I'll go back. Now I'm sitting with the curanderas in the village. I will go to the sobada. Sobada is what? The massage that is done to put us back, our organs back into place as if we were babies, where you can feel your second heartbeat. If you ever come to Mexico, I'll show you how to do it. It's amazing. What? I'm out of alignment. Yes, we as indigenous people, we believe that your second heart is in your umbilical, in your belly button. And if you can't feel a heartbeat through your belly button, you're out of alignment. That means your emotions, your money, your relationships. And right now, you out of alignment. Okay, Andale, fix me up. I'm spending time with the Sobatas in their villages, looking at little babies and old people coming in and getting healed. I'm just sitting there, fascinated. They're fascinated with me. Then I go to shamans, I sit in ceremony. Because this is all I had to do. I had no job. I don't know how any of this was getting paid. No idea. Spirit said, you're here to learn. You're here to reconnect. And when you reconnect, you make sure you go to all your sisters that there is softness here. Tell them about your journey on how you had to break through some mental barriers. Even between my husband and I, our roles had to flip a little bit. Yeah, that was a big transition. Tell your sisters about surrender and the power of surrender when you don't know where your rent's going to come from. You don't know where your food's going to come. How are you going to find your son's special food because he has a special diet in another country? Tell them about it. Tell them that you are no different from them. Tell them about your anxiety, your depression, your liver disease, your cancer, your mother wounds, your abandonment wounds, how your first son has been missing for so many years. Tell them about it, but also show them that a soft life, in spite of it all, is possible. And living here has taught me that our superpower truly is surrendering. I'm sorry, y'all. I had a whole bunch of notes. Y'all forgive me. Our life, our greatest life is on the inside of us. No more looking on the outside. No more searching. You ain't gonna find it. Time's up. Time's up. You have been officially warned, and know that PSA has gone out. Ladies, we are beginning the best days of our lives. And the pain that we're feeling, the anxiety, it's just the old part of us just coming off. It's been different generations, and you just gotta peel it. And yes, because we still have connections, emotional connections, energetic connections to these things. What we can do is start to do our own cord cutting. I don't know Spellbreaker, she's gonna come up and share some wonderful things, but do our own cord cutting. Get you a scissors, a knife or something, pray over, dedicate it, and start cutting the energetic cords that are tying you to your old self. And I release the part of me that no longer serve me. And just go over your head, go over your neck, your back. Get somebody to help you light your sage, your incense, put your music on, stand up on your altar, do it over your ancestors. Cord cut these things. Why? It will make you lighter. It will allow you to flow with greater ease, so your energy is not locked up in areas. So as you go through these transitions, your nervous system can be regulated to allow you to expand. One of the things of expansion is that, yes, we pray for expansion. And what I realized is, as we pray for expansion, also pray for a nervous system to support the expansion. I have been praying for expansion for a while now, since being in Mexico, and now we're doing retreats almost every month, bringing people down. But my nervous system's like, oh, am I worthy? Here comes the mother wound. Oh, you're not worthy. Oh, something's gonna happen. Oh, this and that. No. I start speaking to my nervous system. You are strong. You are mighty. Thank you for allowing me to expand my reach. I am capable, and start building myself and also building my team. But if you ask for expansion, be ready to set the environment. Like LaTanya set the environment for this container with the music and the attention and prayer. Set the environment to how you want to expand into your future. Start to ask for that nervous system. Start to ask for those comforts that you need now. And if you're not feeling like it's possible, just close your eyes and hold on to your heart and put your other hand on your wound. And sometimes you may not feel it, but that's okay. Just keep saying it. I am worthy to receive. I allow myself to receive. You got to program yourself. Just like they program these computers and these phones. We know we keep our phones programmed and updated. Not before you. Not before you. You are the first connection. So I am worthy to receive. I allow myself to receive. Just keep saying it. No matter you don't feel it. It's working. It's working. Don't worry about it. Every day. Nights and day in the middle of the day. It gets rough. You get a conversation or a phone call and it's just, stop. I'm worthy to receive. From your body, I am safe. It's safe for me to receive. A lot of us have fear of wealth because we've seen or we've been told when we get too much money, people are going to be jealous. They're going to take away this or they're going to come after this, and they put it on the TV and we see people who, I don't know, got some tax money and the IRS came or whatever happened. And we're like, it shall not come in my dwelling. I am protected. I am worthy to receive. And we know the blessings of our great mothers are abundant. So if you ask them for a honey, let it flow to you. Let it flow to you. And then look for it. You're at the grocery store, like my sister Robinson said. Somebody want to help you with my bags? Why yes, sir, you can. You sure can. So I want to you ask them, you want to cook something? You hungry? Yes, ma'am. I have 2 of those chicken plates and put some extra greens on the side, please. Yes, I absolutely will. And when you do that, you're telling the universe, I'm ready, I'm open. It's not being bougie. It has nothing to do with that superficial ego-based stuff. It has nothing to do with that. It's about your position in this world, right? Because a lot of us, now it's time for us to take our position on the throne. Some of us, you got to step into your
Oh, disappointment.
Beautiful friend who is here with us, the beautiful Kelly. I spoke to her on the phone last night and I said, well, let me get ready for bed because I got to get up early in the morning, got to get myself together, mind right. When I looked at the time, I said, let me set my clock so I can get up early. It said 12:33. Now, hang with me, roll with me. I love numbers, so I'm going to give them to you. 12:33. 1 plus 2 is 3. Plus 3 plus 3 is 9. Still didn't pay no attention to it. I said, because I've been seeing double numbers a lot lately, which says, all right, things are happening. We moving. Well, I am also a dreamer. So I go to sleep. If I dream some, honey, if I tell you that it's getting ready to snow, you better get your coat. I don't care if it's July or not. You better get ready because it's going to snow. So I have this beautiful dream. And in the dream, they said, this is how you break the spell. What they did was they had me to do the song Wade in the Water. And they showed all of these women coming up out of the water. And they were singing Wade in the Water. Oh my God. And I'm just looking and looking. And then it flipped and it showed men. And they said, and then you got to do the oath. And I said, what kind of oath? I don't know oath. They said a military oath. Now, I didn't know nothing about there was a military oath, right? So I woke up, it was like 5:53. I woke up, I was like, whoo. Now, 5:53, when we first started this process, what's that? 5:53, that's 13, that's 4. When we first started this process on last Friday, I pulled goddess cards and the card was number 13 and it was Oya. So you know that Oya is the wind and she clearing stuff out, right? I cuss, so I'm trying not to cuss for y'all. But she clearing stuff all the way out, right? I said, good gracious, okay, 5:53, that's the number again. I'm looking up all this stuff. I look up Eve, I look up all the things that has to do with it. And I said, oh my goodness, 12:33, that's a 9. That's the number of completion, the true number of completion. 7 is completing a cycle, but 9 is completing it where we no longer have to face it again. So what we are going to do, beautiful sisters that are here, is we are going to break the spell. If you are here, that meant that you have already agreed to break the spell. That meant that you chose this when you came here so that you can stop everything that has to do for your lineage. Now, not only are you going to break the spell for yourself, you're going to break it for generations to come. And then you're going to go back and break it for those that came before you. And we're going to free them up out of this water. Now, again, none of us knew what the other one was going to do. And water has been the whole theme. You know why? Because it started in the water. Wade in the water. We thought that Big Mama was just singing on hymns. She just singing, wade in the water. We thought it was just a hymn. We didn't know that that was where the magic take place, baby. We didn't know that that was shaking some stuff up. We had no idea. So now, all of y'all, we getting ready to break this spell. I'm going to ask that you take yourself off mute because this is for you. I don't care what you sound like. They don't care. I don't care whether you know all the words or not, but we getting ready to break these spells. We going all the way back to the great mother because she was placed in that. We're going all the way back and we're going to free the chains from her. We're going to free the chains. Now listen, you're coming up out the ocean when you do this, not because you were a slave, but because it started with the water.
Okay.
That's the lock-in, is the water. So we are going to sing Wade in the Water. Now, as you sing this song, you may, I don't know if they're going to come through and start saying something or not, but you may hear me tell you different things. But the first thing you're going to imagine is you are freeing the great mother, right? The next thing you will imagine is you're going to free all of the women that came before you, the one that paved the way for you. You are going to free them. And then you're going to free yourself and come all the way up out that water. And we're going to walk on the land, and we're going to take back our land, and we're going to sit on the throne. Even the Pope know that we are the main ones, because he got a black Madonna sitting up above his head. Even he knows better. Right? So we are going to sing the song Wade in the Water now. How many of y'all know how many times we're going to sing it? How many times we going to sing it? You better say it. You better say it. Now, this is for you. What you put in it is what you going to get out of it. You hear me? Again, I don't care what you sound like. How many of y'all know when two or more are gathered? Especially when we are powerful and we got the portal, it's gonna happen. You got me? We're gonna shake it up. You hear me? I'm gonna count it out. I'm gonna count out to 9. Y'all, I'm so excited. I left them a message this morning. I was about to bounce out of my whole body because I kept saying, ooh, 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 ooh. We cutting it up today, baby. We stopping all of it. All right? We get ready to sing this song. And then after we sing Wade in the Water and you see yourself sit on that throne, you take back your land. Now listen, you can't just come up out the water and not walk to the land. You got to walk on water, because you got that power. Walk on water, and then take your seat on the throne. We're going to do an oath. We're going to do an oath, and we clearing this. We taking all of it, our power and everything else. We are the matriarchs, baby. We taking it all back. All right? Now, those of you who are on mute, still you can sing. I want everybody to sing. Again, I don't care what you sound like. Listen, I ain't no singer. Now, I might carry the note across the street, but I ain't about to bring it back, okay? That's all I'm going to give you, because I can't give you no more than that. All right.
Mom would be like, that was out the day. I rose up.
I am so grateful that all of you matriarchs agreed to rise. I love you with the love of the great mother. Keep on doing what you do, baby, and walk in your gifts.
All right. Sit with this for a minute before you rush off. And so we're going to move to the next one so that you can enjoy and receive in our sacred space. So we're going to pass this and keep it moving to the next presenter.
Hola. Can you hear me? Because now I'm like, okay, now I have to give, because I received so much from every single one of you. You touch my soul, you touch my heart, you touch my womb. And now I'm ready to give it back to you. And so I'm just going to take a moment and share a mantra that was gifted to me by my ancestors that reminded me of who I am. And that's what I do. I help people remember who they are, infinite beings, infinionaires. And so something that LaToya said when she was talking reminded me of this mantra. And so she was talking about the I am and what we are. And it reminded me of this mantra. I am the mountains. I am the trees. I am the morn and dusk and the breeze. I am the wind. I am the water. I am the fire burning within. I am the rain. I am the hurricane. I am the sun, storm, the ocean, rivers, lakes. I am the deep blue sea. Yemaya, I am. And today I'm here to share with you part of my journey was that I've been the black sheep. I've been the black sheep for so long. Reverend Coach said something when she started about how we have to be the mother, the priestess in our family. And I had to do that in my family. 2023 was a year for me that it just, every time it was an opportunity to evolve. I've been estranged from my family for a very long time, my blood family for a very long time. And in 2023, I was called to connect with my birth mother, right? And I've been estranged from her for a very, very long time. And so for a long time, I had made peace and I was like, well, you know, she doesn't want to talk to me. It is what it is. Move on.
I might have to
And
fast.
so then
Hang on, don't lose your patience. It's too
through
good.
this process. So this is,
So it got a little clear. So I'm gonna move on a little bit.
and her mom got it from her mom. And see, I come from the islands, Borinquen, I'm a Taina. And so this incest that exists in the world exists very highly in my world. That was, you know, that was what I came through, what I came from. And this energy that exists through our mothers, it goes on and continues. In that darkness of that womb, that is where we curate. And when we come out, we have all of these things with us that we didn't even know were ours, because we don't know about this connection, about this darkness that is in us, that is a wonderful thing that we're taught to hate. And so I had to go through my life learning through these challenges and being afraid to speak. I spoke about, I have to say this because see, when the mother has this trauma, it carries out to the offspring, right? So my abuse started when I was 5 years old. My mom started when she was 6. It started in me when I was 5. I learned that only last year. I thought that my abuse started when I was 8 years old. And so for some reason, 8 and 5, I was like, when I found out that it was 5, I was like, why is it such a big deal? Why is this hitting me so hard that it was 5 instead of 8? You know, I'm 53 years old now. I carried it my whole life. Why is that bothering me so much now? And it is because when you are before the age of 7, there's something that's going on in here that if you get trauma before that age, you end up like my mother. My mother, she's where she is, and she's encapsulated in that time. And her only freedom is what I'm able to give her. Is me freeing myself, I free her. And so her chance to life is me. And I'm grateful and honored to be able to give her this and to be able to break those spells. Ache, to breaking those spells. And thank you so much, Free, for this freedom that you have granted me tonight. And I know that it wasn't just you. I understand. I get it. It is all the mothers, all of that. So thank you all for granting me this freedom and for giving me this courage to speak to you in this way today. When I learned that it was 5 instead of 8, and I knew what I could have became and who I came here to be, my whole world transformed, my entire world, okay? And so I was put in a place where I could only focus on myself and work on myself. And it wasn't until this is my first time out in 2 years, and only because it's Rev Coach, Ache Rev Coach, because if it wasn't her, I wouldn't be here. I wouldn't have came out of my cocoon, but I knew that I had to come out. And so this process that is happening, that has happened, I'm coming to you in the process, not, oh, I'm finished and I've done my healing and now I'm so great. No, baby, I'm in it right now. I'm in it right now, in this moment right now. Okay. So everything in your life, when it is time for you to grow and evolve, everything in your life will be challenged. I'm giving an example of this. Relationships, every single relationship in your life, if it is not aligned for your benefit, for your highest good, and that's what you've been asking for, it will be removed so that you can work on yourself for yourself. Okay. I've spent years giving myself away to other people, giving of myself, thinking, because, you know, Boricuas, we already have this attitude, right? And so I always thought I was the shit. So it was like, I never thought that I had an issue with confidence or anything like that. But when you get broken down by a big mama, oh, she's gonna tear you down all the way to your nakedness so that you could really see what it is. So I am in the process of recognizing even further who I am. I am an infinite being. I am an infinionaire. I've been calling myself that for years. When you call yourself anything, the great mother is going to be like, is that who you are? Let's see it. Let's see it. So I've been showing and improving and proving who I am to myself, to me. So in coming here today in this time, it was, and to be received by so many great matriarchs that are here, it has been my place to be like, I'm here. I am. And it is just the most beautiful experience that I can share with you, is the knowing who you are, not because somebody told you, not because somebody says they think you're like this, not because you look like this or that or the other, but because you know who you are. And I'm getting this. I am getting this. I've always had an idea, you know, but this knowing is a different kind of feeling, is this knowing. And I have to share, I know that you guys are seeing this. This is my acronym. I minister sexual energy goddess 13. That is who I am. I've been that for many, many lifetimes, and many, many lifetimes I got killed for it. I got burnt for it. I got so many different things happen. In this lifetime, I get to speak it and I get to share it with the world, and I'm good. I am so divinely protected. So divinely protected that it's like I recognize that this meat suit is a meat suit. I am beyond this meat suit. I am always and forever I am. So this energy that I hold here, this is something that assisted me in my healing. This is called Orgone. This is Orgone energy batteries is what I named it, but this is Orgone technology. This is chi. This is prana. This is ache. This is life force. This, what is in here, is in you. It is in us. So this is a technology that is necessary now because of what they're doing to our minds. They're trying to stop us from being who we are, and they can never stop it. So there are many people that are using this kind of organic formula. This formula helped me to meditate. It helped me so that I can see myself. And this is a formula. You see it here like this, but this is the ocean. This is the earth. This is the air. This is everything that is inside of you, your life force. That is what it is. And another time, and look, Orgone energy, you look it up and you're going to see what, you know, like this is just so that you can get this picture of what it is. Because although all of this is inside of us, this is something that when it comes to us attaining our infinite selves, our beings, there is a greater plan for us to exist in infinite abundance. But for now, it's just so that you could see that this, and I know you feel it. Let me just show you another form. This was gifted to me. The knowledge of this was gifted to me divinely through my ancestors when I started going through my process in 2012. And when I did that, they gave me everything that I needed to know so that I could do these things that I've never done in my physical life. But when I tuned in and tapped in and started doing what I do, then everything started coming out like water. And so this information, there are other Orgone engineers that do it privately, because it's a very powerful thing that, you know, we don't really like to talk about it too much publicly. But I say all of that to say is that that is us. That is within us. That is inside of us. And this technology, the reason why it is so important to access the physical technology of this, whether you're gathering your crystals and your metals and you're doing all of the creative things that nature's calling you to do, the reason why that is so important is because in this technological age, part of the plan is to eliminate a lot of our people, right? Through the energy that they're sending in the skies. You've heard about chemtrails. They're putting in the food. They're putting it in all kinds of things, shots, all kinds of things. They're trying to stop what is unstoppable. This time here is unstoppable. It cannot be stopped. So there are resources, tons of resources that we can use for our own healing. One of the things that I do in my teaching is to teach people your energetic system, because when you know yourself, you'll know how to work things out. And everyone on this panel here has gotten to that point where they recognize what it is and they have their healing modalities that are so important and so powerful. And the most important thing that I've seen through this evening, through this revival, is the importance of your individuality, your identity, what you do, know essential to the elevation of this planet. And so we have all of the tools, we already have them to do it. This fear that is going around, those are all distractions. Everything that is happening is for this preparation, for this time that is here for us now. The last shall be first. That is the truth. Just as, you know, people of color have suffered so much, can we just agree that the divine feminine, the woman, the wombstress, has suffered since forever, since the beginning of time? And it is our time now to take that all over, turn it around, and do what we naturally do, what we organically do. I am so grateful and thankful for the people that are connected to this now, because your connection is not a coincidence. I am so grateful and thankful for Juicy. I'm so grateful for what Rev Coach has been doing, because she didn't even touch on the things that she knows, the things that she's learned, the things that she's done, the places that she's traveled, the gifts and the gems that she's gathered, right? But she has been so consistent with her work, going through one of the things that, and I'm not gonna give her too much of her business, but one of the things that we have in common is the entertainment world. And so we both come from that entertainment world. And when you go into that entertainment world, that industry is going to knock you off your socks, because in that industry, they know the magic, they know what to use, they know what not to use, they know who to suppress, they know, I mean, it's a completely, you know, when you're in that world, to be able to get out of it with a sound mind it's like a graduation. So I just want to tell, I Minister Rev Coach, that I am just so honored, and I want to give you all of your flowers. Look, it's got flowers in here. Look, flowers for you, because you did it, you came through, you're here, and you're creating from what you have, from all of the food that you ate, all of these lessons, all of these gifts that you have attained. You're giving them right back. You're giving them all away. And I'm so proud of you. I'm so grateful for you. I'm excited to be on this journey along with you. I'm grateful that everybody has taken their time to be here.
Thank you all so much for tuning in. I'm going to stop it there. As you can see, we absolutely had a full time together for this She is Risen revival that we did online privately. So when we announced that we're having these spaces, private spaces, because everything is not for everybody. And so the message that came through these women, some of it was fast forwarded through. I should have fast forwarded through my own a little bit more, but you're going to go somewhere. If you go anywhere on Friday, or if you have a practice at home, hopefully it does involve nature. It does involve water. It does involve you recognizing that the Christ consciousness has been called Christ consciousness, or Holy Spirit really is a woman. And this is why it's so It really is the feminine energy. Let me not say a woman, because we've anthropomorphized God so much that, you know, we made God he and Big Daddy, Sky Daddy sitting in the sky. And so these holidays, if you don't know the origin, you will keep on repeating the spiritual psychology and the spiritual psychosis of your own oppressor. And you know, for so long, I never understood why we had to go to school to get good grades in his story versus our story. And so many of us are learning parts of our story that was erased. And the first place that you begin to erase is our men, and distress the women. And so that there's an amnesia that has happened about our identity and who we are. And so when we say she is risen, when we say she has risen, it's because the consciousness of the mother and the mothership, the mother codes, the mother source, the divine mother, the great mother is on the planet. I thought someone was crawling on me. On the planet. It is here, and it is here in you. If you were able to stay the entire time, kudos. Were you here from the beginning, for those of you who are remaining, or did you get up and tiptoe out? Some people are at work. Some people said they want to come back to the replay, but I pray that this will replay, that you will share this out for your resurrection week, for your determination of what is rising in you, and for you to call forward your birthright, your sacred holistic expansion, your land rights that Professor Latoya talked about. When Free had us singing, these are tools of the mother, of the divine. The grandmother sang and hummed. Do you have a tune that will take you into the sacred place of your own conscious mind? And then, you know, we had Yaya telling us about the sacred manifestation of the womb and tapping into our pineal gland. And then we have Mari talking about other spiritual instruments that are representatives of us. And so if you want the full experience, thank you for asking, come to the portal. The link is below here. You should have a Linktree link that invites you to the community that is completely free to join. We pray on Wednesdays. We call them mothership prayers on Wednesday mornings. For those of you who met me in other sacred spaces, we're going to be releasing a series. I have been delayed focusing on manifesting during a Venus and Mercury retrograde, when my chart is dominated by both. And so this is the season now for us to remember her, to call her forth. You may just start with your own grandmothers, you know, just the names of your grandmothers, the tribes of your grandmothers, but the songs of your grandmothers. Don't go singing no songs that are going to put you on the cross and having you begging and pleading. However, celebrate the divine presence in you. And so this particular teaching does have a meditation, and we absolutely accept love offerings. And so Spirit led me to share this today, and we've gone over our normal time, but it was a good time for a special season. So if there's any favorite frames, did you hear it? What did you hear in closing? I hate coming to talk. Thank you so much. Fine forever. Thank you so much. You came in late. Okay. Yes. We should, maybe I'll rebroadcast it on Friday. Thank you so much. But most people who are in a church consciousness are going to need to go to a church, but the unchurched you may miss the fellowship and the camaraderie. And so there are spaces for sacred women to share sacred messages for a reason, because the ground is really fertile, and how we tend to it is important during this season. So any more favorite frames, anything that you heard today that blessed you, anything that you heard from this replay, this rebroadcast that was not public. This is the first time that it's been made public. However, everybody was invited when we did do it last year. our sister, we went on to form a sacred prayer circle, and boy, did we manifest some amazing things. And now the prayer circle is open for us to pray in the mother tongue. Come on now, mother tongue. How about your mother tongue? Call forth your mother tongue in your prayers. Call forth your mother tongue in your speaking. Call forth your mother tongue in your calling forth the desires of your heart. All right. So if you enjoyed this, She is Risen. Thank you for watching. It has been my honor to share it with you. If you want to share some love, pass it on to someone else, please do. Thank you so much. I love you. Thank you. Thank you for the capturing that. She's Muse says, Ashe, this was one of the most powerful presentations, all of it. I hear the need to rest. Thank you so much. Love to you. My love to you. Thank you so much. Anyone else before I close out? Because you all know I'm about to tell you I love you, and there's nothing you can do about it. We talk like this in our sacred spaces, even if you don't see it on all of my walls. Mother said, don't cast all your pearls among swine. And so those who need to hear will hear. Those who hear the call are responding to play the Queen's piece. So this is that season, that time. You said thank you, everything. All right, everything was good that you heard. Ashe. Who needed a reminder? But whatever you do, share this with your crew. Share this with your circle. Share this with those that you are rocking with, so that you all can rock out together. I love you. There's nothing you can do about it. I'll see you on the other side. Ciao.